You're now watching Because Geek. After not only all of the clear foreshadowing, but the confirmation from director Alan Taylor, we can be sure that Jon and Dany will take their relationship to the next level, even as soon as in the finale episode. Dany ending up pregnant is another all but confirmed fact, and a lot of us have been wondering about how this will happen. One of my favorite theories is the one that comes from the quote, "Only death can pay for life."
There is a price.
You have gold, whatever you want.
It's not a matter of gold, this is blood magic. Only death pays for life.
And that death was Viserion's. It's possible that the reason why Dany can conceive another life is because she has paid the price. But however this ends up happening, we can't help but wonder, what is the point of all these babies? Not just Dany's, but Cersei's as well. With the Great War coming so soon, it doesn't feel like bringing new little humans into the world is the greatest solution. But babies can help this war in many ways. First of all, babies give you something worth fighting for. Not only for a parent, but also for a house who expects to survive and create a legacy. In that respect, a baby becomes the most important thing. A baby can give hope for the future, and in that hope, people can find the strength needed to fight back. Jon and Dany's baby could be the true prince or princess that was promised, especially since they would be an actual prince or princess. Dany is a queen and Jon is a king, so in that respect it makes more sense for their baby to be the one. We have believed for a long time that the prince that was promised could be two people, because the prophecy fits both Jon and Dany so well. But if you think about it, maybe it's the union of both of them that's the answer, and what they can create together.
Prophecies are dangerous things. I believe you have a role to play. As does another. The king in the north, Jon Snow.
We wouldn't necessarily have to wait to see this baby become an adult in order for him or her to physically defeat the Night King themselves, but maybe there's a way for them to help as a baby. A baby could keep Dany and Cersei safe. One of the biggest questions in the story of Game of Thrones is, what do the White Walkers want? And the one answer that makes the most sense to me is that they simply want to stop men's wars. That is technically what they were originally created for, to stop men from destroying the peace that the Children of the Forest used to have. To end the war between the Children of the Forest and men. But since the White Walkers were created out of revenge, their perspective is not one filled with any type of love or sympathy. They don't have human desires. The only thing they understand is that humans who start wars are the ones who need to be exterminated. And if this is the case, then it would be easy for them to think that everyone in Westeros is guilty. Maybe their twisted way of fixing things is not by just killing humans, but by having them live as whites. That is a state that would stop humans from having any desires for power or wealth or anything of the like. A state in which humans would never start any wars again. The Night King's perspective could be that he is freeing men from their corrupted lives. I think this could explain why the Night King was only turning babies for his White Walker army, because babies are the purest form of innocence in the world. No baby is born wanting to start wars or join them. That is something that they are taught as they grow. So maybe that is the requirement for joining the army of the Night King. You have to be someone fully pure of any sinful human desires. Maybe we'll find out that the Night King does not attack pregnant women. Maybe that's an invisible line that they can't cross, and that's why I say that Cersei and Dany could be safe by being pregnant. Also, Craster didn't get attacked by the White Walkers because he offered them his babies. Cersei could learn about this and try to stay alive by doing the same. This sounds crazy, but if Cersei saw any gain in that, it would be another way for her baby to keep her safe. We did see Cersei and her icy breath in the teaser, which, other than the winter coming to King's Landing, made us think that there was ice inside of Cersei, that maybe she would become the Night Queen. But what if it's her baby, the one who will be turned, and that's why there's ice symbolically coming out of Cersei? It's all about life and death. Life and death are two sides of the same coin, and ice and fire represent the same thing in a metaphorical way. Going back to basics, when you're alive, you're warm. When you're dead, you're cold. It makes sense then that the Lord of Light and the Great Other would represent not just fire and ice, but life and death as well. Melisandre has said it more than once. The war that matters is life against death. And Beric seems to be on the same line of thinking.
So what are you fighting for?
Life. Death is the enemy. The first enemy, And the last.
So if the Great Other's champion is the Night King, someone who is technically representing death, then it would make sense that the Lord of Light's champion would represent life. I said earlier that Jon and Dany's baby could be the prince that was promised, but he could also be Lightbringer. Melisandre tells Jon that he has the power to create life, and power to create light. So Jon and Dany's child could bring the light, and the hope that is needed to defeat the dead.
We are going to destroy the Night King and his army. We'll do it together.
Special shout out to Tracy Rubik, one of my patrons who found a connection between Cersei's baby and light as well. She said that since Cersei is openly proclaiming that Jaime is the father, this baby is her way of coming into the light, in terms of no longer hiding. Cool stuff. A baby could also be justice. By this I mean that Cersei's baby might be the end of her, in a couple different ways. First, we have heard that Cersei's only redeeming quality was her love for her children, which means that if she gave her baby away, she would finally lose all of her redeeming qualities, making it easier for Jaime to kill her. But even if you think that Cersei's love for her children is still stronger than anything, and it would never cross her mind to give it away, there is another way for this to happen. It's a theory that has been gaining a lot of popularity lately, and it says that Cersei could give birth to a dwarf, and potentially die from it too. This baby could also be considered a Valonqar or a little brother, so it would make sense for her baby to kill her. But if she doesn't die from it, it could make it easier for her to want to give it away. Tyrion's line comes to mind here.
The day will come when you think you're safe and happy, and your joy will turn to ashes in your mouth. And you will know the debt is paid. Get out.
Anyway, other than the options I've given you in this video, what do you guys think the meaning for babies is? Will they help end the war? Will Cersei be crazy enough to give hers away? Is the Night King maybe after little Sam, the one son of Crasters who got away? Is the Night King looking for the baby of ice and fire? Or are these babies just the ones to rebuild the kingdom after the long night is done? Let me know in the comments. Leave a like if you like this video, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one!